Welcome to Movie Quotes and Recaps. Today I am going to recap the 2023 movie The Last Voyage of the Demeter. On August 6, 1897, the merchant ship Demeter washes ashore in England. Among the wreckage found by the police is a captain's log.
This log is a record and a warning. And if it finds you, God help you, as he has abandoned the Demeter. We tried to stop him. If we didn't succeed, God have mercy on your souls.
4 weeks earlier, a local from Romania is transporting multiple large wooden crates to the port in Varna, Bulgaria, where it will be transported by a ship named Demeter. Captain Elliot is short on manpower and asks Mr. Wojciech to hire an able body to remedy their situation. Meanwhile, Clemens is playing cards when he overhears that the ship Demeter is looking for a crew member all the way to England. He attempts to convince the crew that he would be a valuable crew member because of his medical skills and education in astronomy at Cambridge, but is initially rejected by first mate Wojciech. In the port, the locals from Romania refuse to help load the crates because they wish to leave the area before sunset, wishing the crew good luck. Meanwhile, while they were loading cargo, a man on the upper deck saw the markings of a dragon on one of the crates. He loses his grip, and the crates drop, nearly crashing into the captain's grandson, Toby. He is saved by Clement, who will replace the old man who quit after seeing the marking, saying it was a bad omen. Later, while the Demeter is leaving the port, the locals from Romania even make the sign of the cross, knowing what will be the fate of the Demeter and its crew. Toby showed Clement around the ship. He introduced him to Joseph, the ship's cook, and later he brought Clement to his quarters. Meanwhile, Elliot writes in his logbook about the cargo that Demeter is carrying, the number and conditions of the crew, and the weather. Later, Elliot decides that this will be his final voyage, and as soon as they reach London, he will arrange to make Mr. Wojciech his successor as captain of the Demeter. The next evening, life in the Demeter is still normal, and they talk about what they will do when they reach London as soon as they get their bonus. Then suddenly, the animals on the ship started making noise. Clement and Toby rush below deck to check on the animals. Then a big wave hit the ship, and they heard something fall in the cargo. When Clement investigated it, he saw a woman buried in the dirt. She is barely alive, and he performs blood transfusions on her to treat a seeming infection. Later, he asks Toby to watch over the girl while he does his night shift in the boat. Clement replaces Olgarin at the helm. When Olgarin was about to leave, he saw a monster. And Clement saw it too, from afar. Later, Joseph saw that the dog was dead, and when he went to see the livestock, all the animals were dead too. In the morning, Joseph showed it to Elliot and the crew. Petrovsky blames it on the woman and Clement, but Olgarin said no man did this and there is evil aboard, referring to the monster he saw last night. Captain Elliot writes in his logbook on the 16th of July, rough weather in the last 3 days, Clement continues to administer regular transfusions to the woman, and food is running sparse. And now they are passing Cape Matapan with more than 2 weeks to travel. Meanwhile, Toby learns that the name of the woman is Anna. In the night, Petrovsky hears something. He investigates and sees that the hold is forcefully open. Then he hears a growl and sees the monster crawling, and suddenly, the monster leaps at him to cut his throat, and then sucking his blood. In the morning, Anna wakes up, and then she hears Clement talking about what happened to the livestock. Anna gets hysterical and warns them that they need to get off the boat or they will all die. Later, Anna explains to Clement that in their village, there is a creature that feeds on the blood of innocents at night, and they called it Dracula. And he is on this ship, which means they will all die. Dracula hunts the crew during the night, killing Larson and biting Olgarin, and turning him into a vampiric thrall. Olgarin is restrained by being tied to a table. In the morning, Captain Elliot orders the crew to search the whole ship, but they find nothing. Olgarin breaks free one night and, seeing Toby in the hold, begins hunting him down and trapping him in the captain's quarters with Dracula. As the crew attempts to save him, Toby is bitten by Dracula. The next morning, the vampiric Olgarin, who has been tied to the mast by the crew, bursts into flames as the sun rises. When the night comes, Clement and Anna try to find Dracula in the cargo hold. They find Dracula's crate, but he's not there. Meanwhile, Joseph tried to escape by abandoning the Demeter in a small boat, but Dracula killed him. Wojciech goes to see Captain Elliot to report what happened, when he notices that Toby is already dead. They wrap Toby's body in sailcloth for his burial. Elliot notices that Toby moves, and when he opens the cloth, Toby opens his eyes and attacks him. The vampiric Toby catches fire in the sunlight, also severely burning his grandfather, before the crew is able to throw him into the ocean. Later, Clemens informs Wojciech that he intends to kill Dracula. They start preparing, and then Clemens gets the idea to sink the ship before it reaches London. They barricade the hold and wait for Dracula to come out during the night. Anna is at the helm while Clemens watches her in the back. When suddenly the boat begins to be covered by fog. Meanwhile, Wojciech and Abrams are in the crow's nest when suddenly Dracula attacks them. Abram is killed while Wojciech falls into the hold. Clemens and Anna prepare the small boat. Wojciech used his axe to put a hole in the ship. Dracula appeared and bit him, and when Clemens saw Wojciech, he was already dead. Clemens got the axe, and he looked for Elliot and Anna. Meanwhile, Captain Elliot goes to the helm, trying to stabilize the ship. When suddenly Dracula appeared and killed him. Moments later, when Clemens confronted Dracula, Anna shot him from the back, and then Dracula bit her. Clemens rescues Anna by hitting Dracula with an axe, and Anna manages to crush Dracula with a part of the mast. Anna and Clemens leave the ship, thinking the vampire is doomed. However, before sinking, the ship ends up running aground on the British coast, at which point Dracula is able to push the mast away from his body. Anna and Clemens float away on wreckage from the ship. Anna reveals to Clemens that she is turning into a vampire as a result of Dracula's bites, with Clemens' blood transfusions only delaying her transformation. As morning approaches, not wanting to become a monster like Dracula, Anna willingly immolates herself in the sunlight. In London, the Daily Graph newspaper reported that a ghost ship foundered off Whitby. Clemens goes to a local tavern, where he draws Anna's portrait in his notebook. He then hears the knocking signal they use from the Demeter, and then sees Dracula, dressed as an aristocrat, laughing at him. Leaving the premises, Clemens sees the vampire's shadow and begins to follow him as he vows to hunt him down and kill him for the memory of his dead companions. Thank you for watching movie quotes and recaps. And for more videos, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell.